Walk today.
Hi, welcome to Geek Beat Live. If you don't follow the show, just to let you know, we're viewers of Geek Beat Live. Did I say Geek Beat Live twice? Oh, crap. This is Geek Beat After Hours. We're just fans of the show that just like talking about what happened on the show right after the show. And we do it live. So forgive us if we do it live because we do it live. Today was let me say this. Today was kind of a slow news day, so we won't be having that long a show this time, but we're going to kind of highlight some of the stuff. And the first story that I wanted to talk about was this whole self-heating shirt, and get the first to explain it, and then get the what everybody else thinks about it. From what I understand, it's got a little sensor that monitors your temperature or your body temperature from the outside, and can increase the temperature of the shirt by 10 degrees Celsius or whatever your body temperature is. So if it's cold, it'll warm you up somewhat. Um, what I didn't like about it had that big old brick-looking sensor that you had to stick in there, and I guess that's the sensor. Um, Now I imagine would be really good if you're like for skiers and mountain climbers and people who are going to be exposed to severe elements for extended periods of time. So it seems like a good idea, but I don't know how well it's going to be. Uh,
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it has a lot of practical use for most people.
well, I guess how it may just be in the way they market it. If they market this to women, you know, and make it a fashion piece instead of just that plain black and make it look, more fashionable, they might get some consumers, just straight up consumers. Women who happen to live in cold cities would probably appreciate that.
Like Callie.
Callie, yeah, Callie would be one of them. She could wear that in the studio when she's always saying it's so cold in there.
She's always cold, so she's always saying she's cold.
Nice.
Could be useful in
no, I better
places.
not say that.
Could be useful in places like, oh, I don't know, Alaska, Northern Canada, Greenland,
And why just
Antarctica.
why just a shirt? I mean, I've read before that most of the heat escapes through your head first. Why not?
And
Or maybe they are intending to do hats, but I would think the hat, a pair of pants certainly would keep your leg warm.
it's to keep your body heat near your core.
Yep, your torso.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I said I've heard that your body heat escapes through your head first more than anything else, but.
When you're freezing, what happens is your body shuts down the extremities, so all the heat goes to your core, the most important part of you, to keep you alive.
Yep.
Right. So if you're in a life and death situation, it's better to lose a foot than it is to freeze.
Yeah, that's true. And when they deal with patients with hypothermia, that's the first thing they go after is getting the core warmed up.
Yeah.
Because that's where your heart is, and that's where the blood circulates, and when you get that warm, you can work on getting the extremities taken care of. Very good point, Paul.
Exactly.
Hey, look.
I lived in Boston, New Hampshire for many years, and
I was moving my monitor
a shirt
down.
like that. I think, we used to
Like
have.
I said.
How may I remember this? Oh, you remember those hand warmers that you used to put lighter fluid in?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't personally remember them firsthand, but they still make them.
Yeah, we used to use them.
Yeah. I came across, because I had an antique store, and I came across one maybe about 7-8 years ago. That's the first thing I'd ever seen in it. And I said, wait a second, you put lighter fluid, and you light it, and you put it in your pocket.
And lighter fluid leaks out. And even if it's lit or
that
not.
seemed to me kind of a scary prospect.
Yeah, lighter fluid burns your leg, even if it's not burning. It will. I know for a fact.
That didn't seem like the most practical of inventions.
No, but when you spend a lot
or safe
of time,
inventions, I should say.
When you spend a lot of time sitting in a car in the middle of the night trying to be quiet and not running the car, a little hand warmer does wonders.
I could think
you mean when you're spying on selected targets?
When you are conducting court-ordered surveillances on bad people.
How about a good old-fashioned sleeping bag?
Well, we had those too, but the thing is, you're not really supposed to be sleeping when you're on the job on a surveillance, and if you
I'm just saying, just to keep warm, wrap yourself up.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I get that. I guess that would come in handy, but I still think that's kind of a dangerous way to keep yourself warm.
Yeah, it's old technology. I mean,
Oh, great. Anybody want? Let me go ahead. I'm gonna go to the next door because I gotta answer this door here. Anybody want to talk about that microscope? So somebody start.
Where can we get one? Where can we get one for $1?
Yeah, any 3D printer. It's just you need to buy the little sensor.
I don't want to spend the $1,000 for the 3D printer. I just want the $1 microscope.
UPC. UPS, I do believe, allows you to do printing.
Oh, really?
Any makerspace in your area.
I don't have that in my area.
Yeah, I do believe some UPS centers do allow a 3D printing, but it costs you a little bit of money.
You mean I can go to UPS and print a car?
Wait, how do we get to 3D print a car from the microscope?
3D printing.
He was telling me where I could get a microscope 3D printed.
That's right.
He said it was UPS, and I said, I'll go to UPS and get my next car.
You know what? Well, now that we're kind of getting sidetracked to this other story.
Yes, we are. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I did want to mention, what do they mean by royalties? What do you have to pay them? $5,000 a year to keep?
No.
If you're selling
I assume you're buying the blueprints.
It's like anything. You could probably buy, if you yourself were going to make one. You could probably get it for $1. But if you were going to resell them, you would have to pay them a percentage royalty.
No, well, that wasn't on the microscope. That was on the car. So I don't think you're going to produce the car for $1.
The car, I'm sure you have to buy the
engine, the batteries, and all
the
that.
CAD files.
No, it's a 3D printed car. The whole thing is 3D printed.
Yeah, except for the engine
mechanism. So there's no
right.
Let's see. The batteries aren't. The tires aren't.
No.
And
Okay, I just assumed because then it's not.
You need a walking battery, otherwise you're not gonna have a walking car.
Well, but I thought that the
it's an electric
propulsion mechanism was also 3D printed. So
then
you don't have a 3D printed car. You have a 3D printed frame that you have to add stuff to.
Yeah, John was a little
creative license
in there.
Not letting the facts get in the way.
Right.
Yeah.
But he did finally at one point say that, gee, I guess you do need to get a battery and you need to get the motor.
Oh, okay. So we're not looking at a fully 3D printed car.
No.
Not yet.
No, the glass, the bubble on top's not 3D printed.
Well, could be.
I don't know.
If you had clear plastic, there's no reason why it couldn't be.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, we're getting closer.
But
I don't know if I personally buy something like it. But I'm still confused about the royalties. I mean, is this going to be a yearly issue for you to have to pay
No, it's probably the same thing.
The blueprints and all that.
If you buy the blueprints with how much they are or they're free, and you build one for yourself, there's probably no royalty. But if you build them to resell them, then you would have to pay them a percentage royalty.
Well, I mean, that would make sense, but from what I was understanding, they said that anyone who makes one would have to pay royalties, which kind of...
It's likely them with the whole, we don't let the facts get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Still, it's...
Well, okay. Okay, from 3D printed cars, we go to the Russians blowing up a ship. Now, maybe Paul can give some insight. What is do you have an idea what the fastest missile we have that at sea level for destroying naval vessels?
Not a clue.
Not a clue. Somebody needs to look that up.
Nope.
Because 2,000 miles an hour, I think it's 2,000 miles an hour, if John was saying that correctly. That's more than Mach 2.
Hold on.
Some air-based missiles don't even go that fast.
Missile the United States has.
Well, we're talking, the ICBMs are much faster. I'm talking about, just air-to-air or air-to-sea.
What is the fastest missile the United States has?
The X-51 hypercruise missile. Hypersonic cruise missile.
No. We're talking about just, just like a rocket.
Well, that's what
from a
cruise missile is.
Like from an F-35 or something like that. Oh, the cruise missile?
Yeah.
Really? How fast does that go?
I get the impression that the one that John was showing was ship-to-ship.
Torpedo?
Yeah, I got the same impression too. They launch it from one naval vessel to another.
You can fire a cruise missile off a ship.
Yeah, you could. I'm sure.
It's more. I'm thinking more like a torpedo or something.
It's only Mach 10.
No, it's a missile. Mach 10? Well, then John's facts are off because that's Mach 8 more than the Russian thing.
Let me continue.
And the cruise missiles do go at, I don't know if they necessarily fly at sea level, but they can fly at very low altitudes.
I'm looking. Hold on.
Okay.
My iPad with iOS 8 is... Here we go.
Your iPad
compared to the Tomahawk missile, which travels at 550 miles an hour, the X-51...
Maybe John. Maybe they were comparing it to
13,000 miles per hour.
Because they said 2,000. The Tomahawk missile's only 500. Maybe, but I don't know that the Tomahawk was just for naval targets.
John was just throwing numbers out there without actually calculating the value of what the rock is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course he does. Of course he is.
It was a fast missile that can do a lot of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them out there.
I thought he was going to start talking about the Russians wanting to start World War III, which I read earlier today, and I go, okay. But no, that wasn't it.
Let's not get into that.
No, I don't want to get into that either. I just thought he was talking about that. Now, from a really, really fast missile to a really fast runner. And I'm not talking about the cheetah robot. I'm talking about this guy that I thought this was hilarious. I don't know why he did it, but
that was cool.
He got off. I don't know what stop he was at, but this was in England, right? Yeah. And ran into the next stop and almost caught the train. Well, before it took off.
He did catch the train.
He did catch it before it took off, but he almost caught the train as it was actually arriving at the station.
Okay.
Doors are open.
It would be interesting to know how far away that the two stations
Yeah, well,
were.
it looked to me like it was about a half a mile, but that's just a guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If we timed it.
But we don't have
Well,
fast
I'll tell you what,
train, so it doesn't matter if we time
baby.
it.
If I win that GoPro, I'll try it in New York City.
What, big guy?
Just make sure to go visit your doctor before you try it, Paul.
Oh no, I'm not inside. Run. I'm going to use a cab.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Never been to New York City myself.
Oh, that's something you have to. Everybody has to do that once in their lifetime.
Yeah, I know it's one of those bucket list things. That's what I tell people about.
Yeah, it's like Las Vegas. You
Yep.
have to see it once in your lifetime.
That's what I told Space Bats, if you're watching Space Bats, that she needs to. Was it Space Bats or somebody else? I know I told somebody recently that they needed to go to Las Vegas just to get it off. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Space Bats. It was somebody here in the building.
Okay.
That you have to go to Vegas. It's just one of those bucket list things that you just have to do.
Yeah.
Parents are going for the wedding, but
and if you go to New York, never look up at the buildings like you're a tourist, because then you'll be mugged. What you have to do is just.
Or somebody will pick your pocket.
Yeah, you just have to walk like you've been there a million times.
Hands in your pocket, your head down.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
I'm just
trying to get somewhere.
Get pickpocketed. That's what I'd be worried about.
I can't tell you how many places in New York City I've been when in college and before. I never ran into trouble. I even fell asleep on a subway once and ended up in Harlem and never got in a bit of trouble.
That's because you have that ominous black op look to you. Don't want to mess with that guy.
Because I look like a New York Mafia kingpin. No one's going to mess with me.
Something like that. One or the two. One or the other. But when I was in Vegas, I didn't have any problems. I never, you already know you're going to get pickpocketed and what stuff. Now, mind you, I put my wallet in my front pocket, which is harder to get it out of your front pocket than your back. And so I always did that, but I never, nobody ever bumped into me trying to find anything, you know.
Just kept my gun around the back over my wallet, so.
Here's what I'd be giving my wallet.
That is a bad place to keep it. If you're going to be a tourist in any city, that is a very bad place. You don't want it in the back pocket. You don't want it in the jacket pocket because you really can't feel anything.
Nope. Front pocket's your only place.
If it's closed, then yeah, maybe. But if it's open and it's just flowing free, they can just walk right up to you.
The advantage of the front pocket is it's very annoying there. So as soon as you stop being annoyed by it, you know it's gone.
Yeah, well, yeah, I had to live with that because I always knew it was in my front jeans pocket, but better safe than sorry. Anyway, well, I guess we can go on to robots. Changing from a guy that was running really fast to catch a commuter train to the robot cheat, and this story's been out for a while. I don't know how this got resurfaced.
I think the deal is that it was untethered now.
That's true.
They have to be tethered.
Yeah,
hasn't it been untethered for months?
Untethered, going 10 miles an hour, now capable, and soon to be capable of 30, which is faster than the fastest man in the world.
By 2 miles?
And John's right. You're going to come after us.
But what's its battery?
They have the means.
What's its battery life? 2 minutes? So all you got to do is stay ahead of it for 2 minutes.
And don't forget, you can always zigzag.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's capable of doing that. It can jump.
All you have to do is hit the guy behind you.
Yeah, run faster than the guy behind you.
That's what somebody said in the chat room. And said, what happens if there's 2 of them?
You just have to be faster than the slowest guy, than the slowest person.
Okay, what if there's 3 of them and there's 2 of you? They're gonna show up and
carry a bucket of water. Yeah, just toss a bucket of water on it. It'll short out.
Squirt gun.
I don't think so, guys. I have to agree with John. They're just continuing to make stuff that's going to take over the world and eat all our brains.
How about using a squirt cannon to it?
That's it.
Yeah, you'll just be happening to walking down the street with a squirt cannon.
That's right. Send John P. a squirt gun and tell him it's just for
robots.
Cheetahs.
I'd say it's for robots, but
I don't know. I'm sure I'm sure they'll eventually have they're all-terrain, weather-resistant.
Like I said, how long until they become
waterproof? Waterproof, water-resistant, one of the two.
Now we'll have to search and see if there's a robotic shark yet.
I'm more than positive there is.
Yeah, one with a laser on its head.
Mm-hmm.
No, what creeped me out was not that robot because I'd already seen it.
One for
was that snake. I don't know what the heck that snake was about.
Yeah.
That was creepy.
For looking in tight spaces, I mean, yeah.
But, weaving its way.
But if it can articulate,
its way through.
Just a proof of concept.
That was a way to articulate the snake by using,
It's to weave its way through debris.
Yeah, well, but it can. That's an odd way to articulate the snake. I don't know. I think I've seen other ones that don't need the air or whatever they were pumping into the thing to get it to move around.
Well, a point that was just skimmed over is that whole thing was 3D printed.
The snake?
The snake was 3D
printed. Okay. No, I haven't seen that part.
And not like a fully blown multi-million-dollar machine.
No, I'm sure the electronics inside weren't, but still.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. No, I hadn't seen that part of it, but still, thought it was kind of creepy and an odd way to get it to articulate.
Snakes are creepy no matter how you look at them.
Okay, on to the last story. We're not going to even make it half an hour. It just really wasn't much to talk about.
Yeah, I would say
it was a quick show today.
Well, it was a long show, but it was a quick show at the same time.
Yeah, I mean,
and the last one
didn't cover much.
That cargo ship. You know what I thought about that cargo ship? Okay, if you aren't expecting to get the package anytime soon, I don't know how fast cargo vessels go, but I imagine it's more than 6 knots.
I can say this could be useful for like the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Smaller jumps like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Going from Cuba and back.
Or maybe Amazon will do it on the Mississippi.
I won't be going to Cuba anytime soon. Not from the U.S.
Puerto Rico.
Well,
areas like that.
Texas to Florida,
Mm-hmm. But to Florida that they actually use cargo vessels, or won't they just use a plane or
a train
truck?
or something?
Yeah.
At 5 knots, that just seems like really, really slow. I mean, if I had the chance, I would have Wikipedia, because I'm pretty sure cargo vessels probably go
18.
At least twice. Huh?
18 knots?
No, then you're getting to military vessels that just want to go that fast. Like cruise ships don't go that fast, but maybe 13 knots, 14 knots, something like that. So I would imagine that the cargo ship would be somewhere in that range. If you're on YouTube and watching this for the first time, feel free to leave a comment and let us know how fast cargo vessels go in comparison to this automated one. And on that note, it's time to end the show. We're pretty much done. This, like I said, was a slow news day, so the show is quick. This is going to go on record for the quickest show that we've done.
According to Siri, the average cargo ship goes 14 to 17 knots.
I could have asked Cortana. I hadn't thought about it. But okay, then now we know. Verified by Siri.
I would not recommend going by that since it's Siri and Apple.
Well, I'm gonna say. Well, I said 13, so I was close. If Siri's right, I was close. So that's all I gotta say about that. And on that note, I'd like to thank the panelists. My panelists for today. We have Andrew, who you can find on Twitter at. Go ahead, tell them. Yeah, point down below. That's what you're looking at, because I can't read that.
Right here.
And we have Hal Sherman, who you can find at Hal Sherman.
Yep.
No lower third. And Yanni, who was very quiet today.
Well, I've got a sick, so.
You can catch him at IRC Chat, which is what's our IRC Chat?
Geek Beat TV.
Yeah, I guess you can actually go to geekbeat.tv/live, and you can find even though it's not live right now, you can find the chat room and chat in if you want to go that route.
Yeah. Oh, live chat.
I'd like to also thank Paul Gand, a.k.a. Harump, at
No. Just at Fed No More on Twitter.
At Fed No More. And I'm your host, Rick Garza, and you can find me on Twitter at RickGarza_. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.